What's up, guys? I want to talk about the best and really only time to do any type of extracurricular work during football season, and that is when your team is on a bye week. I have a project for you guys. Now, with videos, the most important thing is probably sound, to be honest. I mean, something can look perfect, but if you can't hear it, it usually isn't that great. So it's kind of like a combination of the two, but sound is one of the more important things. Currently, we are in an open kind of living room area. There is a lot of stuff in here. So it may sound fine, but there may be a slight echo. I currently want to stream in the master bedroom. I do a lot of live streams, I do a lot of video production, and I want to make sure that it sounds good. So a couple things are involved with that, and I'm going to show you guys today how to kind of like make it as professional on a DIY budget as possible. So let's go into the other room and kind of talk about like what we're gonna do. All right, before we go into the actual studio, I wanna talk about the mats. That's the materials we're gonna need to make this happen. I have them all here in front of me. So first off, we are gonna show you what you could buy and kind of alter, and that might work as well. It's gonna be one of these. So what we have here is a 1/2-inch foam panel. They call these acoustic foam panels. You can kind of tell the difference whenever you talk right in front of it. It has more of that deadening sound as opposed to just talking right here. It kind of like goes out into the void of the walls and everywhere around. Here it's just gonna kind of silence in there. Now you can buy these and they are very expensive. I was actually given these to review, so I didn't have to actually buy them. And otherwise I probably wouldn't have, just because I'm very cheap when it comes to that, but it is a effective way to get it done. Now these will sometimes have, not acoustic, they'll sometimes have adhesive on the backside. You just peel that off, stick it to your wall, and then it probably would take the paint off of the wall if you removed it. So what you can do instead, which actually makes these better than just a 1/2-inch panel, is you can get 1x2s and you can make a frame. So I kind of made a picture frame in a sense of this, and all you have to do from there is you cut a cleat, nail the cleat to the wall or fasten it, and then you just hang this on. So one of the studios that I have set up with a queen size bed, I have cleats all along the walls, and that was gonna be my original studio. And I can just take these on and off as I need, and it sounds pretty good. It's really not too bad of an option, but what we're gonna be working on today are gonna be the ceiling clouds. Now, ceiling clouds are basically the same thing, but they hang from the ceiling, and you have that void space above where it hangs down. That kind of like acts as like a buffer for all the sound waves, because it doesn't just like hit off of the ceiling, it kind of hits the backside of the acoustic piece that you're building. I watched a few videos. It looked fairly simple. The first two that I made, they were okay. I'm not really gonna spend more money to make it any better. I'm just gonna replicate what I did with the two. But I did notice a pretty big difference with just two, and I'm gonna end up having 4. The room that we're talking about is 13.5 feet by 13 for the master bedroom, and it's a good size. It's perfect for moving clothing racks in and out with clothes, which I live stream, or carts, or anything like that. Like it's a pretty nice space. First thing is you're gonna need some 1x4s. So we use 1x2s for the wall ones, but this is gonna be a 1x4 for the actual ceiling cloud. Now, I bought 4 1x4s. You can actually get your 2 sides for one of the clouds with one 8-foot piece, and then with the other 8-foot piece, you can get both ends and a middle brace to kind of help it. So you only need 2 1x4s, 8 foot long. I don't really know how much they were at Lowe's. My son helped me pick those up. But yeah, so that's basically all we need for that. Next, you're gonna need a drill to use screws. You can use nails to fasten, but you're pretty much making a frame with the 1x4s. And you may be asking, well, what material are you gonna use for the acoustics? And that's gonna be right here. This is gonna be, it's not the rock wall, what do they call it? Sound and thermal or something like that. It's gonna be the other brand. It's something like thermal, something mineral wool, something like that. But you can tell right here when I talk into it, it absolutely just like absorbs the sound of my voice, and then it just kind of sounds a little bit echoey and louder here, but then here it sounds like a little bit better. So essentially you're gonna get 2 of these. So these will be side by side. The whole roll I think came with 12 of them, like 12 bats of them. And usually that's what people use to insulate exterior walls, or, you know, however. Another way you can kind of like soundproof a room is you could just put another layer of drywall inside the room. So it's like double drywall, and then you want to kind of like block up the windows in different areas, like even plugs. There's certain ways you can kind of like insulate around That's a little more in depth. So today I'm gonna just kind of stick with this. I'm gonna kind of film as much as I can without it being too long and boring, but we're gonna cut our frames up. We're gonna attach them together. And then you may be asking like, well, what wraps around it? So the thing that I found that wraps around it is actually called stereo mesh fabric. So this stereo mesh fabric, I did get it on Amazon, and I'll have some links provided, which I do get a kickback if you guys click the link and buy from it. This is actually what you would see on the outside of your speakers. I thought it was fine. Now this is an 8 by 54 inch, so 96 by 54. It's not enough to cover the entire back of it, but it covers most of it. And I figured like, what the heck, like it's gonna be up above, so you can't really see it. As long as the bottom one looks clean and smooth, it's gonna have that nice professional look and the quality that we're looking for. Because if you don't have any type of mesh, the sound, I think, just bounces off of it. Like you want the sound to absorb into the actual mineral wool stuff. So that's kind of the idea behind it. Oh, I got some of that stuff all over my nice shirt. We're gonna change shirts because this is one of my nicer ones. Sandpaper, this is just to break the edge of the 1x4. You would pretty much cut like a sanding block, put it inside here, and you just kind of sand it. Now that does take a while, but it's better than ripping the stereo mesh whenever you're tightening it. And when you do tighten it, you're gonna use staples. So staples are gonna be what the heavy duty stapler. I wouldn't go with the smaller one. I kind of tried it, didn't really work. So you want the heavy duty stapler, and that's gonna just staple the mesh on the 1x4s. And then this is where it got a little tricky too, because it was like all these things had to come into play, and you know, I was like, should I have one giant ceiling cloud or should I have 4 individuals or 2? I decided to go with 4 because of the weight. I'm gonna be putting this into the drywall, so we have these right here, these little drywall anchors. What's nice about these is it's kind of like your, I don't know if they call them molly bolts. I forgot what the name is, but they have a hook at the bottom. So they have a washer, a screw, or not a screw, a nut, and then they have a hook at the bottom. What is going on here? So this is going to stick in, and then you're going to actually, got it out of frame, and then you're actually going to put a chain on it. Now we're only going to use 2 chain links, but I had to buy like the whole thing. And I've just been bending them off with like a flathead. So we're gonna use 2 chain links for this. And then what is that gonna hook to? The other chain, we have one of these. This is just gonna be a hook with like a wood screw on the backside. So we're gonna actually block the corners of the 1x4s with 2x4s. And then we're gonna go ahead and like twist them in place to get them sticking out. And then once those are all in place, we actually have to find the holes to drill in the ceiling, which that was way more complicated than it probably needs to be, but I don't even have my good tape measure. I have this little baby tape measure, 12-foot tape measure. All my good stuff's at the other house, and I didn't bring it because I have 2 houses and I don't have 2 of everything. So we're kind of like making do with what we got. But that's what I'm gonna work on now, and I guess I'll show you guys whenever it's actually like made. You probably just will have seen like the clips of me making it throughout this talking portion. And when we get to hanging, you can see me struggle and do that. And then I can kind of show you what the final result is gonna be whenever we get there. Welcome to the studio. So this is actually the first time I've ever filmed in here. And basically what we have going on is I finished the last 2 ceiling clouds. 2 of them are up here already. We have a giant window. This is actually a 6-foot by 5-foot window. And I have 2 layers of blinds. Now blinds are important because it blocks out the sun, but also helps with the noise. You can plug the window with like some type of wood, or, you know, there's a couple different ways you can do it, but I actually haven't done it because it's to the backyard. And I got a ceiling track that goes all the way across, and you know, I could still open the window if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to. Also have this glow light. This is my tube light, and I just thought I'd pick it up. It can change colors like through the app or with your fingers. I think it's pretty cool. I had some people ask about some of the gear that I was using, mainly the camera, because that last video was so milky and clear. But yeah, so now we're going to install this. Now, installing this is actually pretty difficult by yourself, and it's mainly because you're doing things above your head. I have to measure out where the hooks are on the back of this, and you can see they're actually in some, and then you have to make sure they line up straight because we're going to have only 2 chain links holding it down. I don't know, I guess I could have done it different, but that's kind of how I ended up doing it. And I think it's about 10 inches from the ceiling to the face of the ceiling cloud. So like that's about as long as you want it to go down, at least from what I was reading, because if it's too low, then one, it's just too low, and I don't think it's as effective. So anyway, this is basically it. Another thing that is not shown, but it will be shown probably now or at the end for the final review, is a 1/4 inch felt pad with a rug on it. So that's supposed to absorb the sound, because if you think about it, the sound waves are going off the walls, the ceiling, and the floor. You want to make sure, you know, things are absorbent as possible. For the bathroom, I just have a curtain. So I haven't really decided what I want to do. I just put a curtain on there because I had that and I thought it looked kind of cool. Kind of matches the curtain here a little bit. Yeah, this is going to be the main studio, and I can hear the echo like in certain spots when I talk because of just where the voice is traveling. So with this next ceiling cloud, and then I'll probably be putting the panels on this wall. That's I have a couple panels. I need to cut the cleats for them and put them up. And then I don't know what I'll put right here. I could put a giant mirror, but maybe I'll put more sound panels. I do want some type of mirror so that I can see myself before I film. But I'll actually be on that wall where the camera's at, and the camera's going to be pointed this way. So all the lights and all that equipment's going to be facing this wall. So I kind of have it reversed because this is where we're going to be. Probably not going to really go in depth with this. It's a struggle. It's very painful to get going. As long as I get 2 of them up, I can get the other 2. It's just getting the first 2. You want to make sure that it's in line so it's not all crooked and whatnot, because it needs to have like good spacing between not only the ones that are there, but also the ones together, like on the inside. So there's like two ways you got to kind of do it. And yeah, a bit of a long video, but you know, I figure, why not, right? Let's just kind of take our time with it and get everything in here that we need so that we can really start pumping out some better quality content is what I'm looking for. Actually, now that I got both of those in there, here comes the part that's like a little bit tricky, but it seems to be the best way to get my my next 2 holes. First off, we got to put the chain links on here, and we're actually going to grab the chain links with our panel, and then we are going to just like hold it up, and I'm going to just mark straight up where the next ones should be, the next hooks. Hopefully these reach. If these are too far, I mean, it should have enough bend, but I don't want it to look funky, you know, so we'll just have to see. Hopefully I measured right. You might have seen how I did it, and it was not very good. I mean, I don't have like the time or really the know-how to do it perfect, so I just did it the best I could. And a lot of times this stuff is just doing things the best you can and making the most out of it, you know. I probably should wash my hands so I don't get black on this, but I think we'll be okay. All right. So here's the part that's tricky. We just got to get these hooks on. It's kind of a lot of weight. There's 1. All right, there's 2. Okay, so now I just come upright, and you can see this is pretty much, yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little bit that way. I wish it would have been a little bit closer, but it's not going to bother me too much. It will bother me a little bit for sure, but not too much. This is the last one. It was a bit of a struggle. It's taken me honestly a couple hours to get this far, but we are finally done. I just got to get this last one up, make sure it actually reaches, and then we will be good to go. I still got to clean this room up though. It's full of drywall dust. Oh, this one's a little far off. Okay, I think we're okay. All right, guys, so we did it. Here it is. This is basically the acoustic panels for the ceiling. You can kind of tell the difference if I'm talking up here as opposed to talking out this way. It's a slight improvement. Now, by no means is this complete. I still have to get the rug down. I have to get the panels on the wall, but these hang really nice. I decided to go with the 2 chain links because it gives you a little bit of play if they're not directly in line. Like this one's my worst one. It's the first one that I put up, but I could kind of base the other ones off of the first position, so someone had to be the sacrifice. This will sag over time. You know, you can tighten this up a little bit with some staples, but once it gets to a position, it's going to stay kind of in that, and I think this is like the most it's going to sag. So, you know, trial and error with this stuff, but just take your time when doing it. I know the next time I do this, it's going to be a little bit crisper, a little bit sharper, but for now, this is going to be a huge improvement to my studio. I'll be doing a lot of videos, you know, facing this direction. Again, having the floor set up with the rugs, having these up here, having the panels on the wall, as opposed to just not having any of it. It just like increases the quality ever so much. So we're going to definitely have to put in a little bit more work to this room, and then I can kind of have another video updating like how it's going so far, and then you can really see like the final effects. But really happy with the work I did today. It did take 2 days, you know, a couple hours each day, but that's kind of how it is when you're doing everything on your own. Trying to keep it on a budget because we're not trying to blow up the bank just by buying stuff. And yeah, pretty happy with how it turned out. I think it looks really clean, looks really professional, and excited to show you guys more of the improvements that I'm doing to this business.